All right, Coach, EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Sunshine State in TIAA Bank Field here in Jacksonville. A few minutes prior to us coming on air, this crowd was jolted into action with the introduction of these Jaguars. They're set for football as the Jags are ready to match up with Drew Brees and the New Orleans Saints. Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
Ready. 95-56, 95-56. We're good, we're good. I full, ready.
This is Alvin Kamara, who made the Pro Bowl in each of his first 2 NFL seasons. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Shotgun now for Brees. Incomplete.
Myles Jack can just flat out cover. Doesn't matter who's out there, and he can do it really well in man. How about what he just did there in zone, though? Eyes in the right place, saw where the ball was going, reacted appropriately, and knocked it away.
So now an early 3rd and 10 here on their opening drive. From the gun, it's Brees. He's got his all-pro receiver, Michael Thomas. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 17 there. The New Orleans first down.
And the Saints first down.
Set. 280, 5-9. 25, check 25.
Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. And he will be brought down at about the 43 that time. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
It's just a gain of a couple there on the scramble, and now it's 3rd down.
And him running the football is not something that defenses spend a lot of time preparing for, but this guy has a survival instinct and a knack for knowing when exactly to do it.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Working from the gun, it's Brees. And a terrific return as he brings this one all the way back to the 30. He's coming off a 3-interception performance last week, so certainly not how he wanted to start here.
Not at all, but this is where a quarterback gets tested. This is where we find out what he has underneath that jersey. Because he had a bad game last week. Can he shake off a bad start to this one and start to perform at the level he expects?
It won't be a sack, but it's no gain, and it brings up 2nd down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL, so when they're that high-powered, You've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. A 20-point score gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
11 yards there for Jacksonville, and a first down as well.
Ready?
First and 10.
Touchdown.
19-yard line.
They go with Leonard Fournette, third-year back from LSU. And good downhill running. He's got 6 yards down to the 13.
Nice play, baby. Nice play.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 13.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4.
Double dog. That's the way.
Now Leonard Fournette. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. It's a good gain of 11, sets him up 1st and goal.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it could be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And it'll be 2nd and goal.
Check 55, Mike. Watch the run. Get it.
Fournette running right. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Leonard Fournette with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Extra point tacked on by Lambeau. And that makes the score 7-0. And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
Let's go.
The Saints take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Ready.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They had the interception last time. It led to the opening touchdown. So now 7-0 to score as they start 1st and 10. Pressure gets to Breeze as he's taken down. Joe Schobert, he's the culprit, dropping him for a 2-yard loss. Now following the sack, they'll come up here on a 2nd down and 12. Throwing now is Breeze. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by the linebacker, Miles Jack. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. He is a difference maker at the linebacker position. He had a pick 6 last year, remember it. But it's different for those guys, isn't it, than a corner or a safety?
It certainly is, because sometimes they're pattern reading, seeing what the receivers are doing. Sometimes they're spot dropping, just getting to a place on the field and finding the quarterback and going to the ball. But remember this. These linebackers, at one time in their life, a lot of them were running backs. And they love having the ball back in their hands and making big moves towards the end zone.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything, at least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. Toss play, Kamara, and he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 12 at the 44-yard line.
Ready. 5-8. Kill. Hey, easy. 49.
On 2nd and 12, Breeze. He gets it complete to Harris. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
You're good. My four, ready. 51 to Mike. Hey, kill. Ready,
Off the play fake to Kamara, it's Breeze. Got a man, he finds Sanders. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 40.
Nice catch right there. Brings to mind the sentence, when in doubt, find your veterans.
He used to laugh back in the day when they would call guys like him crafty veterans. You get up in your 30s, you're still playing receiver, but you're around that long at that position, you're doing something right.
Just remember this. When he was young, he thought the crafty veteran was simply a guy who couldn't run anymore. Now he understands a little bit better.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. So second down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. Now Breeze again. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down.
Even the greats in this game, and he certainly qualifies as one of them, they're going to have trouble if they continue to throw into double coverage.
He better be careful. Throwing into too much double coverage might have a couple of them picked off. To throw is Breeze. And he finds Cook. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20.
Jared Cook is a guy who's been around the NFL. He's been with the Titans, the Rams, the Packers, and the last 2 years in Oakland. Now he makes a move to the Big Easy, where he pairs with Drew Brees and forms a nice little threat.
Now Breeze. That's caught. It's Thomas. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
Hey, break it down, fellas. Break it down. 36.
Try to pound it in, Kamara. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be second and goal.
Well, it's been the air game that's taken them down on this drive before they finally turned around and handed it off on the last play.
And now they're looking for the big boys to get him in the end zone. Couldn't do it there.
It'll be interesting to see. Offensive lines had to...
And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked up by the linebacker, Miles Jack. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Brandon, this is why golfers do their best to never count a score in their head before the ball goes in the cup. This looked like a slam dunk for points on this drive, didn't it? Instead, they throw an interception, and they're going to come away empty.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play, and that'll make it second and 12.
At the 1-yard line.
Set, ready? Big stop, G. Big stop.
This is Fournette. And he's going to be taken down shy of the 5-yard line. It's a gain of maybe 3, but it's going to leave him with still about 8 or 9 to go on third down.
Ready?
Quarterback, don't get nervous now. We ain't beginning to tear you up.
Gun.
Don't get nervous.
Mike 47.
From the gun, here's Newton. And a throw there going to be incomplete.
It is tough to complete passes against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against a zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation, and there the defense won the battle. A great return there of 22 yards. And the Saints will have a short field in front of them. They take over here, first and 10.
Ready. Yellow lady. We go 21.
Breeze leaves this one with Kamara. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. From the 45 on second down, Breeze. And he's going to be hit and taken down. Back right around the 48-yard line. Dwayne Smoot in there to get him. It's a loss of 5. Third and long now after the sack of Breeze, and the Saints up against it here. To throw, it's Breeze. He gets this one complete to Traquan Smith. And the tackle going to be made at the 41 as they stop him a few yards short of the first. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. The Saints on 4th down last year, 13 of 16, second best in the league, and they'll try it here. Now Breeze. Open man is Michael Thomas. A Saints first down there on a gain of 11.
Come on, one thing for sure. You know that Michael Thomas is going to be the target on a 3rd down pass, and Drew Brees finds him and keeps this drive moving.
On the ground, Kamara. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that one looked pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
And he's got it. Touchdown, Saints. Emmanuel Sanders, his 3rd touchdown now on the year, as they are now on the board here in the first half. Lutz good on the extra point, and that'll make our score 14-7. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. This will be taken in at the 1. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle.
The Red Sea parts, and there he goes. Touchdown, Jaguars. Leonard Fournette with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Jaguars are able to strike quickly for 6. Point after by Lambeau, up and good. And it's now 21-7. And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
The Saints take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2-minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
The first play of the drive there is incomplete. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. There's Breeze. And this is Cook with the ground. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. Breeze now 10 of 17 throwing the ball. He's got a 1st and 10. Breeze now throwing the comeback route. He's got the hook up to Thomas. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. 17 there and a New Orleans first down. That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage. And tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
But that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all want to be number 1.
And the Saints first down.
Breeze now on first down. And he couldn't hang on. Would have been their 4th pick of the game. Instead, 2nd down.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync. Only way to play good defense.
Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Now Breeze. He's got Smith here. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal. First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 10-yard line. Now the Jags will use the second of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Moved back to the 10. They'll try on second and goal here. Breeze going to throw. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Emmanuel Sanders, the intended receiver. But now it's third and goal.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
And he's going to be taken down, sacked back around the 18-yard line. The Jaguars now will use the last of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And Lutz puts this one through. And high fives for that one as that drive ends in 3. So the field goal there caps what winds up to be an 11-play drive.
Well, partner, that's a lot of offense to run there to only get 3 points. I just wonder, are they going to recycle those plays because they were successful in getting 3? Or do you go to another section of the playbook trying to find ones that get you into the end zone, get you 6?
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. And coming off a 1-play drive that was so deflating for the defense, what's their mentality? How do they rally here and stop this offense?
Well, hopefully there's some determination that sets in because if they weren't ready to go on the last one, give all the credit to the offensive guys for getting it done, but to allow a run of that length, that's just not being prepared. So now, are they determined? Are they ready to read their keys and make the proper plays?
And we'll see how determined they are. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Ball on the 30 as they come up second and 10.
47's the mic, boy, 47. Check, 47. He can't hang. Off. 47 Mike, 47 Mike. Mike, 47. 8. Mike.
Throwing again. Newton forced out to Cam fighting. He lost the football. It's out. And this is picked up by the Saints.
I know that taking care of the football is something that's drummed into every guy who plays this position, no matter what, whether he's running it, in the pocket, out of the pocket. But it's almost surprising to me that there aren't more fumbles by that position because of the way that they get attacked on each and every play.
Well, we had the fumble last week. Now here's 2 weeks in a row with a fumble loss.
Concentration has got to be there, and he's got to understand how much time he has to take care of a play, and maybe his clock is off just a little bit.
The loss of 3 on that first down pass play, now second and 13. And this one complete to Smith. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. Now Breeze on third down. It's brought in by Harris. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to fourth down.
One of the money routes for any offense, the drag route. So tough to defend because the receiver can stop at any point and make himself available to the quarterback and get a completion. But I love the communication we saw there. All the defenders pointing out the receiver, where he was going, and then they're able to rally to the ball after the catch and stop him short of a first down.
So a late turnover leads to a quick drive, and in turn that quick drive leads to 3 points.
So someone makes a mistake, but how about the other side learning from that mistake, taking care of the ball, and making sure they put some points on the board? Well done.
At their own 25-yard line.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel is somewhat safe that might actually pop and turn into a big play. That's what you usually run in this situation.
Or go 4 verticals because why not?
Because you're feeling it, right? You're just feeling it.
Okay, Coach. Appreciate it. A 1-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half. The Jaguars in possession of the lead, and they will get the football as we are underway in this second half. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you turn that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies, try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
See if they do just that. Well, that didn't take long. One play, and we're already looking at a first-and-goal situation. They're able to get a couple here, but won't get across the plane as they stop him right around the 1.
That didn't just feel like good defense there. That felt like pride, didn't it? He's already gotten into the end zone twice, trying to get there for a third time. No one likes to have the hat trick against them.
Second and goal from the 1. Running it with Armstead. And he is unable to get in. They stop him at the line of scrimmage. They're held again, and do we have a goal line stand brewing? It's third and goal. They come out here in the eye. A big play to start the drive got him in this position, but this defense has held firm since, and now it's third and goal. Fournette, and he'll take this one in for a Jags touchdown. Leonard Fournette with his third touchdown of the game, number 15 on the year. And the Jaguars are able to widen their lead. Extra point tacked on by Lambeau, and the lead is up to 15 now. And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away.
Let's go. Let's do it.
The Saints take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Ready.
The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And their halftime hole now even deeper. And they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
Throwing again on second down. Breeze, and he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 44-yard line. So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a first and 10 at the 44-yard line. Breeze now to throw. Throw left side, going to be taken in by Harris. And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards.
It's a gain of 8.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33. On the ground, this is Kamara. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. Miles Jack there to make the tackle.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
On second and 9, Breeze sliding out of the pocket. All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's third down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Working from the gun, it's Breeze. And Thomas has it. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 15-yard line.
Nice. Yellow waiting. Easy, opposite.
Into the red zone, it's Breeze. And he's got him. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Emmanuel Sanders with his second touchdown of the game, fourth of the year. As they're now just an extra point away from getting back within one score. Lutz with the extra point, and that will shave one more off this lead. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They were able to extend their lead with an opening drive touchdown here in the third quarter, but that just got matched a moment ago.
So we know that what they discussed at the half worked. Now, what are the counters to that, right? You don't just run the same things over and over. Some do, but many will also show something and then come back with something else to keep the defense off balance.
Again, it's Fournette. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4. And for the Saints here on 3rd down, an extra defensive back on the field. A shotgun give to Fournette, and he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down. They have the first down with that gain of 4 yards. On first down, Newton. And he'll get that to Fournette, complete. Give him 2 yards on that play, and that'll make this a 2nd down. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like
Cam fighting. He lost the football. It's out.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Pick me up. Here we go. 4-7's the mic. 4-7's the mic. Come to my work.
3rd and long, it's Newton. Got it open, man, it's Foster. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. A gain of 22. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks.
First and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Push him back.
That's the end of the third quarter with the score.
Here you go. 180. Gun. Great. Mike's 47. We own them.
On first and 10, Newton. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. Charles, you said the magic number was probably right around 20 for this defense because they're facing one of the top 5 offenses in the league in terms of points scored. They've had their moments, but this offense just a little too good, isn't it?
They really are, because no matter what you do to make an adjustment on defense, they've had an answer for it.
Fournette, first down, still going. And he's got it all the way down to the 12-yard line. And now we'll get a timeout. Looks like we've got a Jaguar in some discomfort down there on the field. We'll check on his status when we get back. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on first and 10.
47's a great. Check. 47. You don't want none of that. Give me it. Pick up the ball.
Newton to throw. Now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked up by Marcus Williams. A critical error there in a tight game of the 4th.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the 4th quarter, turning it over. Now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the fourth quarter with a lead, no matter what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
Now it looks like we'll get a timeout as there's a Saints player down here on the field. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. Drew Brees, 6 fourth-quarter comebacks a season ago, and that led the NFL. He'll try to deliver another one. On 1st and 10, here's Brees. He gets it complete to Harris. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a one-possession game. Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Brees, complete. Smith has it. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of, until they stop him, why not go back to it? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
Brees to throw on 3rd and 1. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. The Saints do snap it. It's Brees. And he finds Cook. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Not often do 4th down conversions result in 23 yards, but that's the case here. 1st down. So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. It was Taven Bryan who got him down defensively.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know they're securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D. Has got to be priority 1.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Brees. He throws and he hits the slant route to Thomas. And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 35.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
They'll run out of the gun with Kamara. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
Throwing on 2nd and 3. Brees. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
Trying to get that one to his tight end, and they've been trying to get the ball to him, but as of yet, unable to successfully complete one. But you know there's usually a nice comfort zone in throwing to the tight end. Great sight lines, usually right in the middle of the field.
Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line. Josh Allen, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. And Lutz's kick is good. And the drive will wind up yielding 3. So an interesting call there to take the 3. I mean, I guess they're thinking that their hands were tied, but, you know, fourth quarter, that field goal might not help them that much in the end.
Yeah, eventually they're going to need the touchdown. The thinking must have been they didn't feel confident about picking it up there, hoping maybe on defense they can get better field position, get a turnover, get a better play, and then they'll have a chance to attack the end zone.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. Right now clinging to a 1-score lead, Charles, and I think operating within that 4-minute offense with a little less than 4 minutes to go applies here, right?
It certainly does, and that means the playbook is still wide open. But you are a little bit more careful about what you're calling. You want plays, they're going to gain yardage, how would you say it, consistently, right? You don't need the big shots downfield, but make sure the clock continues to run. Pile up the 1st downs, and the goal, end the game with your quarterback. quarterback kneeling down at the end, and you still have the lead.
That's it. That's it. Big hit.
Tackle made back at the 17-yard line.
Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. Newton now to throw. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. The screen does get them 9, but it also brings up a 4th down. I hate to surrender the football when you're nursing a slim lead, but they're going to have to punt it away. Trust that defense.
It's the right play at this stage of the game as well. You don't need to press it here because you do have that little bit of a cushion, and you count on your D to make it stand up.
Call that one an even 60 yards, 6-0. And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted, and we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 17 there and a New Orleans 1st down.
1st down, Saints.
4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So it's Saints football as we get you reset. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. And he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. It won't be a sack, but it's no gain, and it brings up 2nd down.
And while he did a good job of sliding around in the pocket, there was nowhere to go with the football, so he had to take off and try and run. He just got back to the line of scrimmage, no gain.
And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. He's picked off near his own 48. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offense coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
They keep it on the ground. This time it's Fournette. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game. You'd have to think likely another running play coming here. 2nd and 11. They'll run it again with Fournette. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2. As they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game. 3rd down, it's Wendell Smallwood. And he'll only get this to about the 35, well short of the line to gain. Now the Saints will use their 3rd and final timeout as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. The kick by Lambeau is good, and that'll push the lead up to 8. From a defensive perspective, though, I think maybe they're saying, hey, we did what we needed to do, kept this a 1-score game.
Yeah, without a doubt, because they were able to bleed some time off the clock, right? Put themselves in a good position, but it's not out of reach yet, okay? Being able to hold them to a field goal means that they do have a chance to come back and win this game.
The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. They're down here in a 1-score game, but the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. they go over this type of a situation, late game situation. What are we going to do when we have the opportunity? They've called these plays a bunch of times. Now's their chance to execute them.
They have the opportunity now. Here's the execution. They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. Give them 18 there, and the Saints have a first down.
Ready. Yellow waiting. We got it. Big air.
Now Breeze. It's caught. Smith. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for third down.
That's what I'm talking about.
The last catch nearly got him a first, but it did not, and they'll try to convert on 3rd and inches. They'll look to throw, and that's going to be incomplete. 12 seconds left. This offense 2 for 2 converting on these thus far, so why not try again here on 4th down? They'll go for it. He's back to throw. And that is incomplete. 7 seconds remaining. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and that's going to be just about all she wrote for this one. Very good starting field position for the Jaguars offense as they come up 1st and 10, right at the 50-yard line. They run Smallwood. And a timeout comes in. The whistles blow with 3 seconds remaining. A gain of 3, second down.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7 at the Saints' 46-yard line.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Fournette running out of the gun. And he'll take this for a short gain on what will prove to be the final play of